لله رب العالمين وأصلي وأسلم وأبارك على نبينا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا ما علمتنا وزدنا علما. اللهم اجعلنا من يستمع القول فيتبع أحسنه. We have reached ayah number 12 from Surah An-Nisa. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَكُمْ نِصْفُ مَا تَرَكَ أَزْوَاجُكُمْ إِنْ لَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُنَّ وَلَدٌ فإن كان لهن ولد فلكم الربع مما تركن من بعد وصية يوصين بها أو دين ولهن الربع مما تركتم إن لم يكن لكم ولد فإن كان لكم ولد فلهن الثمن مما تركتم من بعد وصية توصون بها أو دين وإن كان رجل يورث كلالة أو امرأة وله أخ أو أخت فلكل واحد منهما السدس فإن كانوا أكثر من ذلك فهم شركاء في الثلث من بعد وصية يوصى بها أو دين غير that the moment the half of the male gets and so on. And now today inshallah we're going to talk about the other type between which has something to do with the marriage between the wife and the husband mainly. How much they get each one of them if one of them dies. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said here, وَلَكُمْ نِصْفُ مَا تَرَكَ أَزْوَاجُكُمْ إِنْ لَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُنَّ وَلَدٌ. So we said the only way to inherit first, you inherit either by marriage or by the other way of marriage, by a kin, which is father and son and so on. Allah said, if you get half the wealth of your wife, half, as a husband, if she doesn't have children. And you get 1/4 from her wealth if she has children. So if she has children, you get 1/4. Now, in fact, the children, whether she has males or females, boys or girls, from you or from different marriage. You get married and your wife passed away, you get half the wealth if she doesn't have children. Now, this is easy. If she has children now, you get 1/4. Now, the children she has from previous marriage or from the same marriage. And the marriage was males or females. Doesn't make a difference. As a husband, now we get only 1/4. Because she had children. Okay. Now, he said, وَلَهُمْ تَرَكْ مِنْ بَعْدِ وَصِيَّةٍ يُوصِينَ بِهَا أَوْ دَيْنٍ. من بعد وصية يوصينا بها أو دين. So we said here before we go that any further away, the wasiyah, we said there's a few rights to the money when someone dies. There's 4 rights of it. The first right for the deceased himself. The second right, the right of Allah and the people. The third right, the wasiyah, whatever he had wasiyah for charity, for anything, whatever. The fourth right for the money goes to the inheritors, payers. So 4 rights for the money. You left $1,000, $10,000 left behind, and then first you go for the grave, the funeral service, to set aside. Let's say, for example, $2,000. Then after that comes, if you owe any money, that you owe 500 there, 600 there, you owe zakat on the money. So you owe people or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Says here, بعد وصية يوصى بها أو دين. Then the third right, wasiyah. $500, $1,000, 1/3 of my money, for example, 1/5 of my money for charity. Then the fourth right, for the inheritors, wife, children, daughters, kids, parents, then they all go there. So remember that 4 rights. Understand? And then here, it says Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَهُنَّ الرُّبُعُ مِمَّا تَرَكْتُمْ. And they get 1/4 of your money. If a husband passed away, they get 1/4, الربع. إِن لَمْ يَكُنْ لَكُمْ وَلَدٌ. If you didn't have children, whether from her or the previous marriage. Alright, or second marriage. They get 1/4. Now, if you have children, you get 1/8 from any marriage. Clear? So if you have children, clear it? Seems like you got lost already. Okay, so they get 1/4. Now, let's say here is something important. Pay attention to this part. Now, if a man have 2 wives, we said, if you have 1 wife, she gets 1/4 from your money after you die if you don't have children. She gets 1/8 if you have children. How about if you have 2 wives? How much they get? I don't know. The nus? They share the 4th. They share the 4th. Doesn't matter how you get 2 wives, 3 wives, 4 wives, they share the 4th. If you have children, if you don't have children. They share the 8th if you don't have children. So the portion will remain the same. This is for the wife or wives. That's share. Is that clear, Shalom? Then, now, of course, the wife, you have to be married to the wife with a valid contract, with a valid marriage. Because you cannot marry someone if she's not a Muslim or a Christian or Jewish. Imagine someone married Chinese, have no deen, no religion. The marriage is invalid anyways. You have to have valid marriage. Or some people, they get married, this is something, subhanAllah, because of ignorance, of course, doesn't happen a lot. The person gets married without any witnesses, without the father approval, without anybody that's them two, they agree to get married. This is haram marriage. She does not. She says, I'm his wife. You're not his wife. Clear? So they married on their own, said, we're old enough, we'll just get married. That marriage is not valid. It's zina. So she's not his wife. If she had no religion, it's not his wife. If she would not hurt, the marriage is invalid, or if they did not complete the conditions or the pillars of the marriage, that's also she's not a wife. And the other thing, they said, which is prevent the heritage, you're not an heir, if the woman, Christian or Jew. Same thing, you're allowed to marry her, but she cannot inherit from her. Why? Because the Prophet ﷺ said the kafir would not inherit from a Muslim, and Muslim does not inherit from a kafir. Clear? So now, it's not only the wife, if you have a son or daughter left Islam, they will not inherit either. If someone, father kafir, also does not inherit from him. As you know, the father, we said yesterday, the father will inherit from the son. And the son, as the son inherit from the father also inherit from the son. But if the father kafir, he will not inherit. Because in the hadith of Rasulullah said, the kafir will not inherit from Muslim and vice versa. Now, how about women, a divorcee? Does she inherit?
They have kids.
They have kids? What do you think, Adam?
Can you repeat the question?
Oh man, that's bad. Okay. So it said that a divorcee woman, would she inherit from her husband?
No.
Why?
She's divorced.
She's divorced. Very simple. If she's divorced, she's divorced. She's not a wife anymore. She's not a wife. Now, they said it's not that simple. Has to be the answer, bigger than that. If the wife been divorced and still within the iddah, you know what the iddah? Within 3 months or 3 periods, this woman, you're allowed to go back to her. So the talaq is not banned, it's not fully talaq. Within that time, because they call this wife mu'allaq, still hung to the husband. Basically, she's still connected. She's not fully divorced. She's divorced if he does not go back to her within the 3 periods, 3 months. If during that time, her husband passed away, she's still in her. Even he divorced her. He just divorced her today, and then he died a month later. She inherits from him. Why? Because she cannot get married to someone, and he can go back to her without even her father, without witnesses, without it. They told her they can go back together. Because she's still his wife, he had the right to take her back till this day. But the divorcee one, the one she had been divorced more than 3 months, done. This one she can inherit. So remember, during that time, the 3 months, still she can inherit. So, if he was approaching death, he got upset with her. He knows, like, he had only days, months they gave him to live. And Allah knows best, of course. Now, and she did something bad, he got upset with her, said, "No one, you are divorced, done." And everyone knows he's going to die in a day or two or a month or two. In this case, will not be, she will inherit. Because he divorced her, not to divorce her, he divorced her to prevent her from the inheritance. Make sense? All right? So, as they call divorce for hardship. How about if someone married a woman, he was dying, getting married, this is one of the great sunnah. And Ibn Mas'ud, I want to go off topic just a little bit for the Shabbat. So, Ibn Mas'ud was dying, radiallahu anhu. So his children were walking, and he's there, he heard his wife died before him. He the one who was supposed to die. So his wife died, he told his children, "Give me married. Give me married." He said, "Why? In this situation?" He said, "I don't want to meet Allah as a single." Rasulullah almost commanded the youth, if you have the ability to get married, you should. Said. So, the means. So, imagine man approaching death. He have a month, 2, 3 to live. And he want to get married. Like Ibn Mas'ud. I don't want to meet Allah single. He just he know there's his neighbor, a woman. He asked her father, and she accepted, and he accepted. And the father said 2 witnesses, and he never saw her. He just said, "I'm married to her," just for he didn't want to meet Allah as a single. He got married. Her father proved 2 witnesses, and she okay, and he's okay. Is that his wife or no? What do you think? Yeah, that's his wife. Now, does she inherit? Probably he didn't even see her. Does she inherit or not? Why? She's his wife. Well, yes, she does. Because she is his wife, as simple as that. So this is a very simple thing, inshallah. So we know if the woman dies with no children, the husband gets half. If she has children from any marriage, he gets 4 and 1/4. And if he dies with no children, the wife gets 1/4. And if he has children, she gets 1/8. If he married to more than one wife, they all share the 1/4 no kids. And if he has children, they share the 1/8. And if he has kids. So now we said with woman divorce, depends on divorce, what type of divorce, she will inherit or she does not inherit. She inherits after she totally divorced, after the 3 months is over the iddah. Then if she's married, if the iddah is not over, the woman, she will inherit from the husband. If she was divorced during the iddah and he died before the 3 months over, then she still inherits. And if he get married to a woman, even he never saw her, as long as he fulfilled the conditions or the pillars of marriage, which is the witnesses and the father's approval or the wali's approval and the acceptance from both sides. Is that clear, inshallah? So those are the categories of heritage between wife and husband. Done? Alright. Now he said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said here, وَإِنْ كَانَ رَجُلٌ يُورَثُ كَلَالَةً. وَإِنْ كَانَ رَجُلٌ يُورَثُ كَلَالَةً. What كلالة mean? شو معنى كلالة؟ وإن كان رجل يورث كلالة. The man with كلالة, the word كلالة. نعم. الكلالة, the word كلالة. You have to memorize this word كلالة. It's not hard, easy, right? كلالة, alhamdulillah. So كلالة. So the كلالة means the man doesn't have father or children. Doesn't have parents nor children. No parents by himself. Alright? So he have So kalam said does not have father or mother or children. Single. And his father, mother passed away. No, and never been married, or has married, divorced, whatever. No wife, no children, and no parents. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَهُ أَخٌ أَوْ أُخْتٌ. But he had sister and brother. Right? And فَلِكُلِّ وَاحِدٍ مِنْهُمُ السُّدُسُ. Each one, the sister and the brother get 1/6. 1/6 for the brother, 1/6. Are they equal? Is that right? Should be the male double the female. What happened? They get the same. Why? Usually they should be double. Like, make that answer. Think about that question. They get the same. What's one? I know Kram is going to get the answer.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر، الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
بسم الله والصلاة والسلام. Who said he said, وإن كان رجل يورث كلالة أو امرأة وله أخ أو أخت. So if a man left, died, and he had no parents, no children, and he had a sister and brother. So Ahl al-Ilm, the people might say this, the sister and the brother from his mom's side. Akhwa li his brother and sister from his mother's side. So whole people now they have consensus opinion about this. Say this is his mother's side. All right. So they get each one equal, males and females, no different, 1/6 each in this case. All right. And he said, فإن كانوا أكثر من ذلك فهم شركاء. If they're more than that, they get 1/3 and divide it between them. Doesn't matter the number. So if they're 2. If they're 3, then they take 1/3 and they divide it. Is that clear? Inshallah? So that they get equal shares. Okay. If a man dies and he have no parents by himself, he dies, parent passed away a while back, or whatever, before he passed away, and he had no children, but he had brother and a sister from his mother's side. His mother was married previous or before his father, and she got two, or after his father passed away, whatever, he got brother and sister from his mother. She got married to someone else besides his father. So he got brother and sister when he died, since he didn't have no fathers, no parents, no children. So his brother and sister, his mother's side, they take 1/6 each. If they are more than 2, then they divide the third between them. That's something we need to take like special class for, because they call يرث بالتعصيب. They get the heritage, the ta'asib, the closest male relative, uncles, the father's side, cousin, the father's side, and so on. They call them ta'asib. Remember this word, ta'asib. Those fard, obligatory. So the brothers sisters, they take first, then the remaining balance. They call ta'asib, which is the remaining balance. They go the first male relative. All right? They call this the ta'asib. Then he said, من بعد وصية يوصى بها أو دين. So same thing. Everything has to be, take the 4, remember, the 4 categories. The money has 4 rights. The money for the deceased, the heritage. First, to prepare him for the janazah, the funeral money. Second, after that, the rights of Allah and the rights of people. If he owes some money to people, they paid. If he owes zakah, he paid. If he owes hajj, he do hajj for him. And all the stuff. So whatever he owes, zakah has to be taken out before they divided the money. The third part, the wasiyah as well. I said 1/3, 1/5, 1 whatever, for building jannah, for the community center, for youth, for orphan, for poor, for needy, whatever. Then the money would be taken away. Then they divide the rest. The rest, then the heritage or the inheritors, the heirs, where they take the rest of the money. And he said, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, غَيْرَ مُضَارٍ وصية من الله. غير مضار وصية من الله. There's so many details, it will be too hard to go in details, so you get confused. غير مضار here, without any hardship. Meaning here, sometimes the father, the mother, they give to a child more than the other. They give the child more than his brothers, more than a sister, more than the other, the private one. Sometimes he gives 1/3 of his wealth for some different organization, and his family member, his cousin, second, third cousin, they in need. They said they give a poor people somewhere in different parts of the world, and his second and third cousin, neighbors, all need for the money. So he should take that into consideration. And he said, وَصِيَّةً مِّنَ اللَّهِ. Then he said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَصِيَّةً مِّنَ اللَّهِ. Everything what has mentioned, this is the command of Allah. Wasiyah, advice or command here from Allah. This is the rules of Allah. If you remember that, min Allah. Remember that. So wasiyatan min Allah, wallahu alim. What alim means? What is it? All knowing. Knows everything. Why he chose alim? Allah knows what you're doing. Allah made the rules. Allah wada'a qawa'at. Allah made the rules. Allah knows what you are doing. Alright? So you know whether they're good or bad. So Allah made these rules, either you're going to follow or leave. It's up to you. Allahu Alim, subhanAllah. Allah knows everything. And He said, Allah knows, and that's kind of threat. If you do good, great. If you don't do good, Allah Alim, Allah sees. This is a threat for the people. This is the rules of Allah followed. Then He said, Halim. The word Halim, we have mentioned the word Halim, one of the most beautiful names to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All His names beautiful. All His attributes beautiful. But this is like, we should love this name. Like they said, discussing, the more you know about Allah, the more you love Him. Knowing His name and attributes, knowing the names of Allah and His attributes, make you love Allah more, make you closer. Al-Halim. Al-Halim, that means we have deserved the punishment, but He delaying us till we repent. This is Halim. Yeah, if Allah put you there in front of Him till you did this and said, do you deserve the punishment? Said yes, I do. But because He's Halim, He's waiting till you repent and go back to do the righteous. So He forgive you and make you enter Jannah. So Allahu Alim, but at the same time Halim. Understand? So this is the few things. And this day, inshallah, we'll do the two ayahs quick here. Tilka hududullah. This is the boundary, this is the limits of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And whoever obey Allah and His Messenger, يدخل جنات. Not Jannah, you will live in Jannat, many Jannah. خالدين فيها forever. وذلك هو الفوز العظيم. This is the great and the real success. When you follow, يطع الله. You follow, obey Allah and His Messenger, then then you'll enter Jannah. As Rasulullah said, كل أمتي يدخل Jannah. He said, all my ummah will enter Jannah except the one who أبى. Said, who's أبى ya Rasulullah? Said, and who's that? Said, whoever obey me, he will enter Jannah, and whoever disobeyed me, he will not enter Jannah. فقد أبى, meaning he disobeyed me, he will not enter Jannah. So, obey Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam with everything, then inshallah will be admitted to Jannah. Stay away from shirk, and he said, وَمَنْ يَعْصِ اللَّهَ, and whoever disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whoever disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then وَيَتَعَدَّ حُدُودَهُ, and he crossed the limits and the boundaries of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then يُدْخِلْهُ نَارًا خَالِدًا فِيهَا. The other one, خالدين, they mean all together. Jannah خالدين, the family, the friends, the people you love, the people who are in the message with you, all together. As one of the favors of Jannah, you'll be like all the people you love. The one who used to come to Fajr with you, the one who used to come to the Dars with you, the one who went to Hajj with you, the one who went to go to Umrah with you, the one who gave the charity, the one who encouraged you to come to the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you be together. As part of the favor. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, خالدين فيها. And the other one, hellfire said, خالدين, you are alone. Part of the punishment. You are alone. Sometimes you will see the people when you get sick or something, you will see the people see you. So at least they make dua for you. Some people, they want to get to the point like little children, so people will sympathize for you or with you, right? But here in the hellfire, you're going to be alone. You're going to feel like all alone. So part of the punishment, and وَلَهُ فِيهَا وَلَهُ عَذَابٌ مُهِينٌ. It's not only that, it's humiliated. Adab. He will be humiliated there. As they're going to be dragged in their faces, they will be kicked from their behind. Every type of humility they will see in the hellfire. And this is inshallah the dars. If you have one question or two quick and help. Go ahead.
What if like a guy is like he converted to Islam and his whole family's not Muslim? Where does all his money go? If a guy he's like he converted to
It
Islam,
will be given to charity.
what
Masjid. Yeah, of course.
what if he has like
Al-Umari.
it's like one
You know what he does, Masjid Nawawi. We need to build gym and school and all that stuff. Yeah. Yes, Ishmael.
So, in all these inheritances, is there any exception in which they will not get the inheritance?
Say that again.
So, are there any rules of if a wife were to be within 3 months, is there anything she can do that she does not get the inheritance aside from committing shirk or becoming
No, nothing. The wife, she will get heritage. That's not change. The bad, I'm sorry, like the bad son. The bad son will inherit. He'll get punishment for being unkind to his father or mother, but he will inherit, or she. You cannot prevent the son or the daughter because they are bad. They will inherit, but the punishment for what they are for, their action will be totally different. The wife, she will inherit. She will inherit definitely. You cannot prevent. Allah subhanahu, this is the right. It's not from you. Allah subhanahu gave each one his right and her right. Allah will divide this money between the heirs. So it's not you and me. So they get what is they're shared the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has described. Alright? Alice? Any questions, inshallah? سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
جزاك الله خير.
جزاكم الله خير.